Hello, we are discussing about GATE 2012 ECE paper and the topic is related to digital circuits. The state transition diagram for the logic circuit shown is there is a logic circuit given with D flip-flop and a 2 to 1 multiplexer. What will be the state transition diagram? That is state diagram. Okay, so simply you can call it as state diagram of this given logic circuit. So to note the state diagram, first of all you must able to write the output expression. Okay, so if you are thinking in this one, why this is 2 to 1 multiplexer, it is 2 to 1 multiplexer. 2 to 1 multiplexer is nothing but many to 1 select line. Many to 1 is nothing but it will be consisting of many input signals. Out of those many input signals, it will be considering, it will select one out of them and that will be connected to output. Because multiplexer will have only one output, the one output can only communicate with one input at a time. So which input it has to communicate, that will be decided by its select lines. So it is a 2 to 1 multiplexer. A is going to be called as select line. A is called as select line, and these are going to be, if A is equal to 0 at that time, A is 0 implies nothing but x0 will be selected. Whenever A is equal to 1 at that time, x1 will be selected. Okay, don't confuse. Generally the 2 to 1 multiplexer we usually write like this. Okay, this is S and it is 0 1 we will write, but it was given to confuse, it was given as 1 0. So 1 0 implies nothing but whenever A is equal to 1 the above line is selected, whenever A is equal to 0 below line is selected. So by that time, okay, we can write equations for this one. Let when A is equal to 0, what happens? When A is equal to 0 at that time, x0 line is selected, x0 line is connected to the q bar, and this q bar is going to be now connected to x0. That x0 is going to be shorted to y. The output y is now communicating with x0 which is connected to q bar. So y will become, whenever A is equal to 0, y will become x0 and by that time it will become q bar, and this will be treated as D input for the next one. So q plus is going to be treated as, that is next state. Next state will be treated as q bar. Okay, next state will be treated as q bar whenever A is equal to 0. Similarly, when A is equal to 1 at that time, y is equal to, y implies nothing but now A is equal to 1 is nothing but x1 line is selected, so that y is equal to x1 and x1 is connected with q, and q is going to be now given as input for the D flip-flop. So we can think the next state is nothing but simply the value of D. Delay flip-flop is nothing but simply the value of D itself is going to be the next output. So q plus is equal to q itself. Previously, whenever A is equal to 0, q plus is q bar. That is nothing but complement of q is next state whenever A is equal to 0, and the value of q itself will be next state whenever A is equal to 1. So with the help of those two things, this information, we can draw the state diagram. Assume that one the output of flip-flop is going to be treated as a state, so that if it is in q is equal to 0, let us assume you are going with q is equal to 0 as one state and q is equal to 1 as one state. Okay, and whenever, let us assume the present state q is equal to 0, whenever q is equal to 0, let us assume A is equal to 0. A is equal to 0 will give complement of q. Complement of q is nothing but q will become 1. So from here it will go like this. A is equal to 0. Whenever A is equal to 0, q is equal to 0 will go to q is equal to 1, and whenever A is equal to 1, it remains in the same state. That is nothing but like this. It remains in the same state whenever A is equal to 1. Similarly, if the present state is q is equal to 1, if you give A is equal to 0, it will go to the q is equal to 0 state, and if you give A is equal to 1, it will be in the same state according to our equations. So this is a state diagram for the given question. So which resembles, okay, which resembles, the option is D. So the right option for this question is D. Thank you.